Welcome to addition with three-digit numbers. We're going up to 999, so this would include 3 digits plus 2 digits, 3 digits plus 3 digits. We're looking at using strategies of place value, models, drawings, and symbols. So we're going to start with this problem. I will caution you to say that this problem is going to cause us to regroup in the ones place and the tens place. So when you think about progressing and pacing this unit out, this is more towards the end of the unit. You would want to regroup in only one place value column first before you get into regrouping into 2 columns. So we're going to start with our concrete manipulatives. I've represented both add-ins. I have 228, I have 279, and I've represented my ones in a 10 frame, again connecting to something that's familiar as far as an organization tool. And I'm going to look in this column first. I see that I am over 10. So for my purposes, I'm going to complete a 10 frame, and I'm going to exchange 10 ones for a 10 rod. So if I look at having students even hold the 10 ones and hold the 1 rod for an equal value, then I can pull away the 10 ones and add the extra 10. So once I've done that, I see that I have 7 ones left. If I look and see here, I've got 7 tens and 3 tens. 7 tens and 3 tens is 10 tens, which is equivalent to 100. So I've got a bundle of tens that I would hold in this hand, and I've got a hundreds flat that I will exchange. So I'll move my 10 tens away and move my hundreds flat here. I've ended up with 500, no tens, and 7 ones. So we've talked about using the concrete first. It's important that if you use the concrete, you're going to want to connect to the drawing. So let's show you how you can do that. We're going to reset up our problem. Okay, so we have students represent it concretely, and then we'll segue to drawing it. All right, let's see, 228, and okay. So when we draw it, you can use this as a scaffold, and especially an organizer when you're introducing the manipulatives and even transitioning to drawing, but it's important that students move away from having something provided and can draw it out and represent it with a triple T chart. So if I think about organizing it this way, I would represent my first add-in, 228, and then 279, and then I'm going to make a complete group of 10. So I see that I'm 1 away. So I am actually going to use these 9 and grab the 1 from this group. I'm going to transition it over to make an additional 10. And I see that I am left with 7 ones. I'm looking over here. I've got 7 tens and 3 tens, which is 10 tens. So I can use these 10 tens to create 100 flat. I am left with no tens. This is going to connect to your place value. And then I have 5 hundreds. So my sum is 507. So these concrete manipulatives can help bridge the gap here. We mentioned this in the other video, but it's important to keep bringing up is that you need to see students actually in action with this and hearing them talk it through, even connecting this to place value. This isn't 10, it's 10 tens. So just making sure that you're hearing them use that language and that you're actually watching them move things over so that you can find misconceptions and intervene where needed. Okay, so we've moved from concrete, pictorial, and now we're going to abstract. So this is the place value strategy. So we would take the 228 and the 279, we've said it before, but you're not using the algorithm. So as far as them 7 carry year 1, that's 4th grade. They must show some understanding with place value. If your students come in and they already know this strategy from home, you need to have them show their thinking in a different way. So I'm going to expand 220 and 8, 2 hundreds, 2 tens, and 8 ones, 279, 207 tens, and 9 ones, and then I'm going to add. So hopefully they know the doubles plus 1, or they know that 9 plus 8 is 17. They could draw if they needed to. And then we've got our 2 tens plus our 7 tens, which is 90. And then we have our 200s plus our 200, which is 400. To go from here, you have multiple ways that they could, but one way that you could do it is decompose your 17 into 10 plus 7. So I could have 400 plus 90 plus 10 plus 7. I can see that this is a group of 100, and I have 400 plus 100 plus 7, which gets me 507. A scaffold that you could help that typically happens when we get to here is that they don't know where to put the digits appropriately. So one thing that you could have them do is set up that place value piece that we connected in the drawings here. This is just one way to add up these numbers, and you don't always have to break it apart. Some students will know how to solve it differently. This is where the importance of conversations and sharing strategies comes into play as you are in this unit.